I used to lose most of my PvP fights until I start doing the things differently. Those 10 game-changing tips help me turn the tide, and I guarantee at least few of them will surprise you. Ever wonder why some players are always having fresh legions while you're still in the healing state? And here's the first tip: only use the troops you're actually needing. And by troops that you're actually needing, I'm talking about if you're mage main, use your mages. This is your main troop. If you're marksman main, marksmans. Cavalry main, cavalry. So something that I notice some players are doing, this is around season 2, was one of the top performers when I actually asked them, it was one marksman dude, something that made me huge impression, is ask him, okay, do you have any cavalry? And he was like, no, I don't have any cavalry. And that was at day 1 from the fight. At the day 1, he basically didn't have any kind of cavalry. So from there I actually was like, oh my god, why you don't have any kind of cavalry? And from there actually comes something that surprised me, and that was at the beginning he used all the troops he currently don't use. Okay, we're going to go on the legions. All the cavalry, all the infantry, at the beginning he threw them at the enemy main troops. So he exchanged troops that he's not playing with for the main troop of the enemy players. And this is what made me huge impression, and I start actually do the same. I was going with my I'm going with my cavalry, and I try to exchange my cavalry for the enemy main troop. Absolutely the same with the infantry. Okay, let's say infantry is something different since you always need infantry on the battlefield. But for cavalry is pretty easy. Absolutely the same is for marksman. If you're mage main, most likely you're not going to need marksmans. And back in the days I make an investment that I actually regret doing that, but later in the game I actually get some benefits, and this is awakening Sindrian and Frygar. And I spent my marksmans with my Sindrian and Frygar. I get lucky with the Shadow Blades, it's level 5, so this combo is doing pretty decent amount of damage. And the moment I fill my hospital with the marksmans and with the cavalry, exchange it for the main troop of the enemy, I think this is a very good trait. From there, you're going to start working with one march infantry, obviously most of the lands request that, and your main troops. In my case, that was the mages. And this is what I was doing. I didn't commit my main troops at the beginning. I filled the enemy troops, main troop hospital, and they are forced to actually heal this troop till my cavalry and my marksmen can be basically healed when the fight starts, or the wars, when the war actually ends. And do you want to buy for your alliance couple precious seconds when the quash actually happen? And this is underrated power of the freezing ring. Now, I see a lot of people fighting on the map, it didn't actually matter where, and they're just sending donkeys. They go out and they send the donkeys. Now, the main reason, obviously, is from healing. Where is the healing? Oh my god. From the healing, hitting this 15 million healing, getting this shard, and also some extra, especially for the elixirs. So people are sending donkeys because they're cheap to be healed, and is counted as a healed troop, which is normal. I mean, it's basically a troop. So they didn't get any benefits from going out. Now here is what I'm doing. I'm going out, and I think it's actually on the Garwood. I put this freezing ring on the Garwood. Yeah, that's correct. And with the Garwood, sometimes I go with somebody, sometimes I don't. And I get off my donkeys. Going out, and the moment I start seeing the HP of my Garwood, the first sign that somebody is hitting my legion, I immediately use the frost ring. And this thing can save seconds. I mean, even if like 10 legions or maybe 20 legions or maybe 20 legions are hitting my Garwood with the freezing ring, I give opportunity for the people from my alliance and also my legions to do extra damage over the enemy players. And most of the players are playing like this. I mean, they are zooming out, they see the map like this, and they see that this is a horses. You know, this is a Gatling troops. And since most of the times people are just sending their donkeys just to get destroyed, so they can heal them, send them again, heal them, send it again, until they actually fill these requirements for these achievements to get extra elixirs or even a shard, I'm doing the same, but I use a frost ring. And like this, I basically buy a couple seconds for my alliance to do some extra damage. Now, it's a small thing, it's basically a couple seconds. I don't know how many seconds this thing is about 8. It's basically for 10 seconds if I see right, but this is very important, especially in huge fights. Having these extra seconds for your alliance and having like maybe 10 people doing that, we're still going to heal the donkey, don't get me wrong, but we're getting the best value from these donkeys. And if this already give you a new perspective, drop a like over the video, it helps a lot. Struggling to survive on the battlefield as with low investment, well, this is my next thing, and this is Goresh plus Eliana Tanky tactic. I noticed this combo back in the days when I was going for the tournament of the champion, since, you know, if you keep enemy legions hitting your tank, you can work around with your cavalry. That was my Bakshi Goresh Eliana strategy. The videos is on my channel, you can go and check them out after this video. But the point here is I noticed Goresh and Eliana as a wall spender is doing fantastic in the tournament, so I start actually using this combo on the open field. Now Goresh is having this damage taken reduction 15%, and Eliana have a lot of normal attack reduction. This, for example, defense bonus when casting Rescue Legion, get shot to increase defense bonus by 20% for 5 seconds, and also this normal attack damage reduction 20%. Now keep in mind that Infantry by default is having Iron Shot, which is reducing the range damage up to 40%. Here we reduce the normal attack even further. So basically, maybe the mages can actually do something in extra as a damage, but in general we reduce the damage from the enemy by a lot. Now a lot of people are trying, they're not trying, I mean Goresh Kogo is obviously a legion that can bring you a lot of merits, don't get me wrong, but I use Goresh Eliana with Spiritborn, Torque and Bruin Bear as a legion that is tanky for the field to tank enemy hits. And if my infantry survive longer from the enemy infantry, the enemy is going to start running. Normally people, when they zoom out, it's very important the perspective and know how the enemy players are playing. I also play zoom out. It's extremely hard to play when you zoom in. So the moment they see their infantry are done, they start moving in other direction. They basically start running. And this is giving you great opportunity to do some extra damage, or maybe with my Goresh and Spiritborn Torque to catch like maybe 3-4 legions in this town, and we basically destroy these legions. But Goresh Eliana is something that helped me buy a lot in a lot of places, even when I go for the chest, for the key chests. I don't know if I can actually see any of them, but yeah, this type of things. But when you go on 2 chests is hard, on 5 chests I need support, but I also noticed their Goresh Eliana is doing fantastic job on point of survivability. And this is perfect if you're limited on resources but still want to have your presence of your infantry on the battlefield. And Eliana is maybe the first epic hero you're going to open in this game, since you basically there is a dose. Remember, right? For the people, maybe people who don't know, this abandoned dose, from there you summon Eliana, you kill this legion and you get Eliana tokens. It's very, very easy. And if you're thinking tier 5 is always better, well, think again. Why I stuck with tier 4 troops? I have this question under my channel. I think it was not in the stream, it's under one of the videos. So don't forget to write some comments if you have something on your mind. And yeah, why I'm going for tier 4, obviously right now the reason is Greatest Heights. Currently we're having that for the cavalry for the cavalry city skin, but I'm saving for the mage city skin. So this is the reason I'm training tier 4 at the moment. But something that is never going to go to tier 5, and this is my infantry. The main reason is you're going to be able to sustain longer on the battlefield. Now, if you see from point of healing, okay, I don't have anything on my hospital, but the tier 4 units cost close to 3 times less resources from tier 5. Now, tier 5 costs a lot of mana, we have to mention that, and mana is very hard to be gathered just because it's not much in one mine. I think it's like 500, and on other side you get 1.5 million, you know? So mana is very hard to be get, and like this I'm going to heal way more tier 4 infantry, and I'm always going to have tier 4. Something that I notice, I'm always having tier 4 infantry for the battlefield. My main legions, which is mages, right now I have close to 3 celestials and 920k Vestals. I run 3 legions Celestials, 2 legion Vestals. The main reason is I want to get some benefits from the HP booster that the Vestals are having. And I think you can actually see it from here is get 1 surrounding friend legions every 3 seconds while in battle, increasing their HP by 20% for 15 seconds. So this is very good boost in my opinion. So it's pointless for me to go like 5 Celestials, and with the new event I actually get way more. And this is arms exchange. I'm so happy that the game actually provides us with this thing. When I make my beginner guide, one of the most successful videos I have on my channel, that was already in the season 1 before half year. So we finally have to touch it, the end game players. So with this strategy, you're going to have always infantry, and people saying infantry are winning the wars. Now the battle may win it by mages, but infantry win the wars, and that is absolutely true. These days infantry is with crucial importance, and the game even boosts cavalry, so cavalry also become very important. All the melee units is way more different from what was back in the day in the season 1. Where the range units was dominating with this barricade and so on. Right now I think the things shift, and right now the melee units is actually dominating the open field. Now if you try to support legions and you feel underwhelmed, well, the same. Support legions might not be worth it, and this is my experience with the support legion. I make a couple support legions. I see very strange support legions like indies with Velen and stuff like this, but my support legion was actually Indies. Where is Indies, by the way? Maybe she's farming outside somewhere. I really don't see Indies. Oh, there she is. Oh my god, it actually took me like 10 seconds to find her. Now I was using Indies in combination with Tara. Now Tara was one of the new heroes. I don't think he's a new hero anymore, but yeah, what is the benefits here? First of all, Tara is going to give the healing for your legion, but since it's support, this legion is not going to help that much. Maybe to fill your hospital more faster, but that was the spell that we're looking for. When in the battle, the legion and 4 surrounding friendly legions get keen and resistance every 10 seconds for 5 seconds. So this is something like cover 50% from the time you're going to have these buffs over your legion. And this is attack bonus 15 and damage taken reduction 10. Now when you combine it with Indies, which is having this spell that increase actually the damage enemy is taking. Also here wounded, blah blah blah. Deals diffused damage to the target and kills null legions and inflict Inform. Now Inform is the important for the Indies. 20% more damage taken for 2 seconds. Now 2 seconds is basically nothing. But still some good damage factor. She can do something, let's say it like this. It's Awakened. If it's not Awakened, the damage is even worst, and some healing factor, which I don't think, and in fact also here lightly wounded up to 2 friend. So she's providing also with some healing. On top of that, since I was using this legion with mages, tier 4 Vestals, I was using tier of Airborne. This is 1 mage artifact. Okay, right now it's on Mu, but also providing some healing. So you can see that I get some extra boosts. Wow, stuff like this. But in general, on the battlefield, the reports of with the support legions was close to the same. Basically close to the same. If with your Lilia you go out and you make like 35-40k, it's going to be okay. around 40k, so it's like 2k merits more. It's basically, it was nothing game changing, but in the same time, with all these heals, you actually fill your hospital way more faster. And the Legion, that is a supporting one, was getting like 7k, maybe 8k merits, which is absolutely brutal and not worth it. It's not worth it. If you want to go with support Legion, it's not worth it. My personal opinion, from my experience, I tried different strategy. I'm not going to run in this Velen. The main reason is I need Velen with my Wodir or with my Lilia. But I see that it's just support Legions don't provide the value that I was thinking they're going to give. Now there is going to be some changes right now in the game, so we're going to see how the things will go. But in general, I'm not happy with the support Legions. And what is your experience with support Legions? Comment, just basically write a comment below. I would love to hear your results and what other people actually experience with support Legions. So you want to strong Legions without going broke? Maximize heroes without over investing. And what kind of heroes I'm talking about is, okay, you decide you're going to be specific troop main. Okay, that's fine. Let's say marksmen. Okay, let's say marksmen. So if you see marksmen for Magrat, you're going to get the best value. Okay, the best value is basically awakened hero. Okay, that's okay. But in the same time, if you go 5-5 of the Margaret, you're going to get close to the best value. And we all know the Wasp spell is extremely hard to be getted. There we are starting from 50 plus tokens per skill level, which is a lot in my opinion. So if I have to focus on marksmen, I'll focus first of Margaret, not because she's one of the best heroes in the game, but just with 5-5-5, I'm going to get the best value from this hero. Now I can say opposite for a Frygar. It's absolutely the same. Maybe I'm going to get this normal attack, I'm going to get the damage bonus, and maybe the critical. I think that was, yeah, normal critical damage. Now the awakening of Frygar is not something crazy, it's just increasing the damage she's doing. So if the awakening state is not worthy, just see which skills actually worth your investments. And for example, I can actually give a Velen also. He's from the gold key, so if you invest in him, you're going to also get him from the gold key. So it's going to be, first of all, pretty easy to be awakened, since Margaret is not from the gold keys. And this spell here is very decent for Velen, so I totally agree that the Velen should be fully awakened. So when you see which hero should go for awakening and which hero you can guess the best value by going like 5-5-1-1 or 5-5-5-1, you know, you don't spend that much and you get close to the best value from this hero, go first with these heroes. And rest, of course, make them like 5-1-1-1, something like I did with the Zeta. She's right now 5-1-1-1. And at some point I'm going to try and focus maybe awakening her. This Marks is a very good one. And same I can say for Goresh Skogo. You're going to see a lot of Skogo awakened and not Goresh, even though Goresh is the main commander and the more strong hero. But Skogo is give when she's awakened this 10% more counter attack, which end up to be brutal amount of damage. And Goresh just needs something like 5-5-5 and he is completely fine. Now you're going to get some benefits if you fully awake him from point of survivability and getting extra 10 physicane, basically physical attack, and 5% more damage taken resistance. But 5-5-5 you're going to get the best value. So you have Goresh Skogo, go for Goresh first. After this, go for Skogo if you have a time to invest in her. And the things can actually change. What I mean by that is, when you do this, since, oh my god, it actually requests so much tokens to actually awake one hero, maybe a new hero can arrive and to be better from the hero you're looking to awake, or to be very good at 5-5-1-1 or 5-5-5. The first 3 skills to be maxed up. So like this, you're going to even save from the tokens, but first go for the heroes that is easily to get the close to the best value from them. And if you're tired from the same old Legion, I think it's time to go Cavalry. Cavalry is underrated and fun. Now, from the season 1, they was underrated. Nobody liked the cavalry. The main reason was they was mostly going and kill some gathering heroes. And people are how to say it, even I get pissed off when somebody come and kill my gathering heroes, you know? Not most of the times, but sometimes. And that was a cavalry people, since, you know, you can reach the target way more faster. I don't have to go that much in deep why cavalry is killing the gathering heroes, but that was the main thing that the cavalry was doing. But right now, cavalry are getting pretty decent boost. The other thing is Bakshi and Emrys is from the gold key, so you can easily get them, and they're extremely good, by the way. You have the Royal Punishment, something that I didn't invest a single penny in, it's level 5. Now some people may have Sword One Blade level 5, since right now Sword One Blade is also from the artifact keys and you can get it. Mine personally is level 3, so still need a lot to be done. But my point is, you just need one cavalry legion, make an army group, go around the map, have your fun. I think right now the fun of the cavalry is start to make players want to play cavalry more and more. It's not anymore only for killing gathering heroes. We start seeing the same amount of cavalry like range legions on the battlefield, which is crazy. Crazy how this game shift every 1, 2, 3 months. It's just crazy. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that subscribe button. It helped the channel a lot, and also if you want to watch more Call of Dragons content. And stuck in the passive alliance, this could be your killing your progress. This could basically kill your progress. Choose your alliance wisely. Now we don't have anymore the 5k gems migration stuffs, so you have to be extremely precise with your alliance. Where you go, why you go there. If you go in the over competitive alliance, but at the same time you're able to play for like 30 minutes per day, it's going to be extremely hard, first of all, to stay in this alliance, and if you want to go out from this alliance, it's going to cost you money if you don't have the permits. So this is something that I just wanted to open this topic, is a lot of people want to go in the top alliance, which is completely fine. I mean, everybody want to swim with the biggest fishes, but the sacrifice there is something that you have to decide, should you actually go for or should you actually not go. And since it's no longer cheap to actually switch alliance, I think people should be more careful how they actually pick their alliance. So I'm going to give you some suggestion how to actually pick an alliance. Let's say you're in the Dead Kingdom, you want to switch and go somewhere else. And the first thing is watch at least one fight of this alliance. Now you may see some huge power from the alliance, but in the same time when you see on the very important, for example, gate opening. When the gate open and you don't see the numbers, this is a bad sign. This like people like to say red flag. After, I don't know, maybe 5 hours, if they're still not there, of course some alliances is having their downtime, this is obvious, so you're not going to see that many players there. But in general, watch the activity of this alliance. I think this is very important, since you're going to invest permits to migrate to the specific kingdom. And if you're an active player, you just don't want to be at places where the people are just not active. I think this is going to kill your enjoyment from the game if you're a competitive player and you join in alliance that from first look is having a lot of power, but at the same time is not that active. And it's time to talk about the artifacts a little. Stop wasting time chasing all artifacts, unless you're a whale. Since if you're a whale, you're going to have a lot of heroes. You don't need every artifact. And why I'm pointing whales? Well, the whales is most likely have the heroes awakened, like all the heroes here is going to be awakened, and every artifact and hero and troop, most likely they're full tier 5, they're going to get the best value from this legion. But in the same time, if you're, for example, mage main and you're chasing, I don't know, some marksman artifact and you don't have even developed marksman legion, it's just waste of the resources. I see this problem with a lot of people. There are mage main. I even have a couple questions on my Discord about this shield, for example, the downfall shield that is pushing the enemy, you know, and stuff like this. And I was like, okay, what kind of troop main you are? And he was marksman. So why you need this? Well, I have my Goresh Kogo Spiritborn Torque. I want to have this artifacts for my other troop legions. And here is the thing: reduce how many legions if you're a WoW spender, even mid spender. Reduce how many heroes awakened you're going to have. Focus over the heroes that is fitting your gameplay. If you're cavalry main, don't go for marksmen, don't go for mages. If you're mage main, don't go for cavalry. By reducing the legions you're going for, you're reducing how many artifacts you're going to have. Because if you have 3 legions cavalry, well, better is going to be good idea to have some artifacts for this legion. So be smart with your investment. And I'm going to share with you how I'm currently doing. I focus over 6-7 artifacts, and this is my main troops. And I have for the cavalry, because I plan to lead some cavalry army groups on the field, where I get lucky. Somehow I get lucky from the draws, and I have Kingslayer Royal Punishment at level 5. And for my infantry, I already have this artifact, which is Spiritborn Torque, which I get at extreme luck. Now, I was going for the Breath of Gigantis, and Spiritborn Torque was the second artifact. For the people who remember back in the days, there was 2 artifacts with increased chance, and I was hunting for the Breath of Gigantis, and that was my main priority. But the first artifact I get was Spiritborn Torque, basically the other artifact that was in the boosting stage, let's say it like this. So I get it, and I'm so happy, but I finish with the artifact. This is the artifacts, and most likely the extra 2 artifacts I'm going to play, and all of my mages have their artifacts, so I'm done with the artifacts for now. But if something game-changing come in the game, which is normally it can happen, you know. I have forged artifact key 149, which is a decent number. Still not enough to cover the worst case scenario if it happened in the Forge Flight, but it's a decent number. So yeah, just reduce how many legions you're having, and by reducing that, you're going to reduce spendings over the pet, spendings over the artifacts, and stuff like this. And don't forget, you can become a channel member to unlock early access to every new video I'm making, plus full stream history. And if you want to rack the real merits, well, fight when your alliance is dominating on the field. I think most of the people are actually familiar with that, but best PvP moments is with your alliance. And something you're going to notice when the fight starts on the battlefield is, if the alliance the first 1-2 hours are losing hard, this alliance never show up on the battlefield. But if the alliance is winning, people continue coming on the battlefield. I think it's something related to the psychology of the people. If you're losing, you just give it up, you know, you just give it up and you don't show anymore. But if you're winning, you become the most active person on the map. It's basically for every alliance. But here is the thing: when your alliance, it didn't actually matter winning or losing, show up, making a call, putting a marker. Okay, we're going to attack at 16 UTS. Be there. Use the power of your alliance and the people inside to get some good traits like this. I think this is an extremely valuable lesson that I learned when I was playing Call of Dragons. Is the best merits report somehow was when my alliance was pushing. When I was, you know, online and I see 2-3 people was also online and they fight somewhere and I join them, and the enemy is like 2-3 times more from us. This type of fights, I have the one of the worst reports I have. You just cannot escape. Even if you try to run, because they're basically more, you get catched by infantry. Goresh, Skogo, Spiritborn Torque, 2 legions is out, cavalry catch you somewhere. You're just so defenseless like this. So yeah, always use the advantage of your alliance and try to be there when your alliance is making the push. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit one like, subscribe to this channel if you enjoy Call of Giants content, and I wish you a great day and see you in the next video.